Buff Nation, what's going on? Hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. I'm here for part two of my way too early depth chart prediction, the starter prediction for the defensive side of the ball. If you guys missed the offense, be sure to check that out underneath the live portion of my channel. But let's go ahead and get started, y'all, on the 2025 defensive starters from our lads. We'll give you my thoughts. Of course, I want to hear your thoughts in the comments as well. And yeah, smash that like and subscribe if you haven't yet. I mean, we're almost to 13,100 subs. Incredible. So I did the offense, commented on that. Today, we're going to talk on the defense, which should be a lot of fun. If you guys need a little bit of a refresher, these are departing players over here, and anybody in orange is a newcomer. And I should probably change up this a little bit. So this looks a little bit better. Let's go ahead and dive into it, shall we? So at the edge position, they have right now Arden Walker, a starter, along with Samuel Okunlowa. Both of them, I thought, took tremendous strides this year. I think Samuel Okunlowa specifically is on an NFL draft board trajectory. Like, he will be drafted. I think that that's totally plausible. He has been incredibly efficient when he has been on the field, and one of our leading sack getters last year, if I remember correctly. And Arden Walker, one of our leaders, I think one of the most underrated guys on the team, local guy as well. Really solid, and I think more so the run, but also has some pass rush chops. Yes, this is how I kind of would see the room coming together. Now, in terms of who's going to be part of that next rotation, I agree with this as well. It's going to be Taj McCoy. It's going to be Keaton Wade, and then probably sprinkling in some London Merritt, freshman from IMG. We'll see, what happens with Quincy Wiggins. He just hasn't played much in college football. So I'm not really making any expectation for him. But I think when you look at these, five edge rushers, this is why I think edge is probably our deepest position right now. You got one go down, it's literally next man up, and I don't think you skip a beat. No. This is going to be great. I mean, we are going to miss BJ Green out here, but again, another year of Taj McCoy developing. Keaton Wade is he's coming out here with a purpose. This is his last year. So I think we're going to get great production out of those guys. Okay. Now, when we get to the interior, this is where things get interesting. I would agree. I mean, Jaheim Otis was the top interior defender, or on the defensive line, rather, in the portal from Alabama. We got him. He's going to be tremendous. I think he's like 320 plus pounds. Just a massive individual who's also got some feet, some nice quick feet, and a nice punch. Good hands. So I can't wait to see what he does working with Warren Sapp and company. But this is where things kind of get a little bit different. Who's going to be that other defensive tackle next to him? They got Tavian Coleman. Nah, man. Our lads, you're sleeping on Amari McNeil right here. I think he is a star, baby. Amari McNeil, number 88. If you don't know about him right now, well, shame on you, because I think he's been one of our most improved players both years under Coach Prime, original transfer from Tennessee. I think somebody who originally was recruited out of high school as an offensive lineman, but then made the switch to D-line, and I think has been tremendous. And I would agree with this, though. Maybe you switch these two, Tavian Coleman coming at part of that too deep. We'll just have to see. They don't have Gabriel Lightfoot as part of this interior defensive line depth chart. I would imagine he factors in here somewhere, but Anquan Barnes, I think, is going to be one of our main players as well. In terms of the guys that I feel like we know what we're getting to an extent, I feel very good about these three players. Everybody else, let's see what Tarian Carter and Tafik Thomas can do after another offseason. Let's see what Tavian Coleman as well as Gabriel Lightfoot do coming in. How about Brandon Davis-Swain? He's not on this depth chart. I think he's moved to defensive tackle. So he's somebody that could definitely play a factor. But I feel great about our defensive line in general. I don't think the defensive line in terms of the interior is too far off from really the talent, the overall talent level of the edge room. This is going to be a lot of fun to watch, and I think we got a lot of great depth, which is going to lead to awesome competition and just better play from those guys in general. We're going to miss Chidozie as well as Shane Cokes, but I can't wait to see how these guys still on the team are going to step up, as well as the newcomers. Now, when we get to the linebacker position, Reginald Hughes and Martavius French, these are both of our inside linebackers that I feel like are going to play alongside, uh, Jeremiah Brown and Jalen Wester. This is so funny because last night I was thinking about this a little bit, and I ended up having a dream that like Trevor Woods came back and he's like, I'm just never leaving. I'm always going to be the starting linebacker here. But like people had issue with it. It was really funny. But nonetheless, this is kind of how I see things going right now, with Jalen Wester being that kind of main linebacker off the bench to spell, especially in passing situations, and then Jeremiah Brown. Maybe Kylan Salter can add something. I mean, we just haven't seen him play yet at the college level substantially. And we also have, young redshirt freshmen linebackers and true freshman linebackers coming in, such as Mantrez Walker. We had Kyron Garcia. You guys, never let me forget about Gage Goldberg, one of our walk-ons. So we'll see. But overall, these top three linebackers, I feel very good. And who knows? I mean, Jeremiah Brown, this is going to be his second year in the system. He could very well kind of have that, 4-5 year breakout that sometimes you can get in college. Remember, I mean, Kenny Pickett was not even on NFL teams' radars. And he never should have been a first round pick, but you guys understand what I'm saying. When you get a 5th year or 6th year, a lot of things can happen. Now, this is where things get really, really interesting at the cornerback position. Let's cover that, and then we'll get to safety. Our outside corners, they will be Colton Hood and DJ McKinney. We will have Preston Hodge in the slot. It's interesting. We do have Ivan Yates back. I was not under the impression that we had Ivan Yates. I thought he was here for just 1 year last year. So he's a veteran, a guy that came up, I want to say, from Holy Cross last year. So I am starting to feel a lot better about where we're at with our corner depth. And then our RJ Johnson, who has made the transition from safety over to cornerback, will be fighting for one of those 2 deep positions as well. We also have Isaiah Harge factoring in the mix. All of that. I don't really have too much to say other than, Braden Keith, walk on. I thought he was more of a safety. This is interesting that he's at corner here. And I got to be honest, guys, I don't know who Nathaniel Watson is. I'm assuming he's a walk on. But some of the guys that we brought in last year, Ben Boozy, Malachi Murphy, those guys were on scholarship. Kind of surprised we didn't see them, over here somewhere or, up here. But that is what it is. I would like to see Isaiah Harge get more run at running back rather than cornerback. That's just me. But maybe you try him in the slot at nickelback instead of outside, because he's a little bit shorter, if I remember correctly. So that's kind of how I feel about the cornerback position there. But I agree with how the starters are going to look. Now, this is where you guys might have issues with the safety group. Nah, this is what I expect. Tafik Bayard and Carter Stoutmeyer are going to be your safeties. Tafik Bayard, I think he's going to be phenomenal. And I think him and Carter are going to look very, very good together at the safety position. Now, what you guys might say is Carter's not very – no, Carter's not a nickelback. Carter is not a cornerback that can – stay man-to-man with some of these super twitchy guys. That's why he moved from corner to safety, guys. He was playing out of position against BYU. We need to stop playing him out of position. And this is going to be his best season yet. I would not be surprised if both of these gentlemen are all Big 12 by the end of the season. That's right. Now, Makari Vickers, he's making the transition from cornerback to safety, opposite of what RJ Johnson's done. Coming from Oklahoma, I don't know. I just wasn't very impressed with Savion Riley last year. So it's going to be interesting to see kind of who is that first safety off the bench. Is it going to be Savion Riley? Is it going to be Makari Vickers? I think Makari Vickers might have a little bit more versatility just with his raw athleticism on where he can play, but we'll just have to see. We'll have to see, but very intrigued about Makari Vickers. And who knows? Maybe again, if he's able to stay healthy, maybe he surprises, and overtakes Carter. But I ain't gonna call that. I'm a big believer in Carter, so we'll just have to see how it all shakes out. Of course, TJ Branch coming in here from Miami is going to be fun, and then Ben Finiseth, one of our special teams aces, they're rounding out the safety group. So that's those are my thoughts on our way too early depth chart. Y'all let me know. Where did our lads get it wrong? Where did they get it right? Where did I get it wrong and right? Of course, you guys are never shy, to share that in the comments. I'll be back with another video tomorrow. Be sure to like and subscribe. As always, y'all, let's go Buffs.